What's going on, guys? Welcome to Titan Town. Today I'm coming at you with the 5 things I am most excited for the Tennessee Titans in 2018. In the comment section below, I want you to tell me what you're most excited for the Tennessee Titans 2018 season. And be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't yet. We're really close to 300 subscribers, and I really appreciate you guys for that. Be sure to check me out on Facebook and Twitter and my website that's still kind of in development, but you can see some handwritten articles there. That's really how I started out. I started out writing for Fansided at Titan Size, and then I wrote a few other places. And that's really how I got my start, was writing. I'm a much better writer than I am talker. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this list. The number 5 thing I'm most excited about, I put this at number 5 because it is so obvious, and that is all the new additions to our team, whether it be from free agency or the draft. So this kind of includes Malcolm Butler, Dion Lewis, Will Compton, Rashaan Evans, Harold Landry, Dane Cruikshank, all those guys that we added. I'm excited to see what they're going to do for our team, how they're going to contribute, what kind of numbers they're going to put up, how they're going to help us. That all just kind of comes into one thing. At number 4, the 4th thing I'm most excited about is another one that's kind of obvious, and that is our new scheme. We got a new head coach, new defensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator. Everything is going to be totally different. Our team is going to look totally different. Here's a funny meme for you to look at. This kind of is making fun of Terry Robisky because we all know that he was such a terrible play caller. It's kind of like our scheme is going to look different from week to week, is how I'm imagining it, on the offensive side of the ball at least. We're not going to have one thing as our bread and butter. Our thing is going to be attacking wherever the opposing team is most weak at, and that's going to come into play later on in this list. So keep that in mind. At number 3, and this one kind of falls in line with number 5, but that is John Robinson's next big move, because as we get into the preseason, as we get into roster cuts, the roster is going to start to shift. We'll be adding players that get cut from other teams. We'll be cutting players that are on our team currently. John Robinson could possibly make a trade. And one guy that I'm really eyeballing right now is Shane Ray, who didn't get his 5th-year option picked up from the Broncos. So there could be a chance that we can get them on the phone and maybe possibly get him for pretty cheap. He would be absolutely great depth. Is he a dynamic pass rusher? By no means, he is not, but he is very solid. He can come in and contribute right away, and then that would set us up for the future, having Rashaan Evans in the middle, Harold Landry on one side, Shane Ray on the other side. So I'm not saying we're going to add Shane Ray, but we're going to start adding players from other rosters. Moving on, at number 2, I'm going to say the emergence of Corey Davis, and this kind of falls in line with number 4, how our offensive scheme is going to look. Now, Corey Davis coming last year, he was hurt. He didn't have a chance to get in shape before the season started. He battled injuries, so not only did he have a chance to get himself in football playing shape, he didn't have a chance to build that chemistry with Marcus Mariota, and he still had some pretty good games last year. He was pretty solid against the Raiders, had a good game against the Rams, had a good game in the playoffs against the Patriots, and his game in the Kansas City game wasn't too bad either. He had some pretty good catches there, made some dudes miss just like he did back in college. This year, he's been working his chemistry with Mariota all throughout the offseason. Not only that, he's going to have a chance to get himself into football shape. So we're going to see the real Corey Davis this year, and I am really excited about that. And remember, comment, let me know what you're most excited about. And before we get to number 1, here are a few honorable mentions. How about Derrick Henry bullying Jalen Ramsey?
Smith and the feel for Derrick Henry to just kind of feel where that opens up. Ben Jones, the veteran center, getting up on toe.
But I can't control it, so stay away from me. The beast is ugly, I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the walls, in the closet, in the halls. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the bed, in my body, in my head. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it end.
Or how about some more Marcus Mariota stiff arms on the Jacksonville Jaguars?
He can run this thing. Instead, he'll pull it back. He'll sneak around the edge to the 45, stiff arm 50, 45 and down.
Or How about some more Mariota throwing a touchdown pass to himself?
Tennessee in dire need of 6 and not 3. Mariota to the line of scrimmage, maybe across the line. It deflects back to him for a touchdown.
And this is something that I'm really excited about, and I'm actually expecting to see it a lot this year. Check it out.
Touchdown Titans! End zone! Touchdown Titans! Touchdown Titans! Touchdown Titans! Touchdown Titans! Barrels his way into the end zone! Touchdown Titans!
That's right. Mike Keith yelling, touchdown Titans. He's just got that great voice. I've got nowhere near the voice talent that he's got. He's probably my favorite NFL commentator. But number one on this list is our schedule. Our schedule is much tougher than it is last season, and that's just kind of how it goes. The better you are, the harder your schedule is. But there's a lot of games that I'm eyeballing on this schedule that I could think can be very fun. Just think of week 1. We're playing the Miami Dolphins. On paper, we are a better team than the Miami Dolphins. We have better talent. It's going to be a chance to see how our scheme looks for the first time. We're going to have our full playbook open. We'll see little glimpses in the preseason, but this will be the first time we actually have the full playbook open. Think about the Dallas Cowboys game. 2 teams that are built very similarly. We got 2 of the best offensive lines in the business. 2 very underrated defenses going head-to-head. Marcus Mariota versus Dak Prescott. Ezekiel Elliott versus Derrick Henry, the top 2 running backs in the 2016 NFL draft class. So that game is going to be a lot of fun. The LA Chargers game is a game that I'm going to be looking at that will be a lot of fun, because back in the past, the LA Chargers were kind of, their scheme was kind of like our kryptonite, but now we should have a solid secondary. We should have a solid front 7, and I'm going to give us a little bit of the advantage in this game because we do have the better offensive line. But they got good tight ends, good running backs who can catch the ball, and that's something that we've really struggled with in the past, and I expect us to be able to do a better job of that this year. And then you look at our divisional games. The Colts game should be a lot of fun, especially if Andrew Luck comes back. Andrew Luck versus Marcus Mariota. Our offensive line is slightly better, but the Colts are working on that offensive line. Our defense is slightly better, but the Colts are working on their defense as well. You've seen that through this 2018 NFL draft class. So that game should be a very physical, high-scoring game, which will be a lot of fun to watch. And then you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're sticking with Blake Bortles, so we get to make a lot of fun of them. We get to make fun of them again for another season for sticking with him. They lost a lot of his weapons, so I'm expecting the Jaguars to come crashing down because Blake Bortles is not a good quarterback. He's just not. And you're taking away some of his best options to throw the football to. They're really trying to do what we did last year and have one thing be your bread and butter, and that's run the football and play good defense. And we should be able to stick it to them twice again this year. And then we have the Houston Texans, who really kind of embarrassed us last year, so we can get some revenge on them. Deshaun Watson will be coming back. His offensive line is still terrible. He still has good weapons around him, but like I said, we've revamped our defense. We got 2 good defensive-minded coaches who should be able to neutralize them. And then our defense, although it's not as good, we've added some weapons in the front 7 and in the secondary. So that should be a good game. And then you also look at it, and we get to play the 2 teams that competed in the Super Bowl, including the team that knocked us out of a chance for the Super Bowl, the New England Patriots. We get to have revenge on them. We get to see our head coach going against our head coach was a former linebacker and a former some type of coach there in New England, going back to New England to face them. Or I think New England comes here. I can't remember. I'm not looking at the schedule right now. And we also get to see Deion Lewis and Malcolm Butler play their former teams along with Logan Ryan. Then we play the Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, and that should be a very good measuring stick as to where our team is going to be in 2018. But anyways, guys, that's my list. Be sure to leave a like if you like the video content. Subscribe if you haven't yet. We've been having a lot of fun here. I have big plans for more videos coming out in the future. Hope you guys have a great day. God bless, and tighten up.